Hey guys, Toast here. Today we're going to discuss my top 5 tips to improve your gameplay as the medic class in Battlefield 1. These tips are designed to make you a more useful medic to your teammates, as well as improve your survivability and increase your skill and level of comfort with this particular class. Now these tips are in no particular order, as I feel that they're all very important to being an effective medic. There are two ways to heal in Battlefield 1, proactively and reactively. Reactive healing is when you see a teammate hurting or near death and drop either your medical crate or pack to bring them back to full health. This seems to be what the majority of medics in the game focus on doing. Proactive healing is when you drop your medical crate or pack prior to your teammates taking damage, particularly when they're either trying to capture or defend an objective. When you heal reactively, you're putting a reactionary timer between you and your job, making it so that the level of effectiveness of your healing is dependent on how quickly you can react to your teammates taking damage. If you're not quick enough, your teammates will die and you'll be left to try and revive them. When you heal proactively, however, your healing is already set down and your teammates are able to benefit from it as soon as they finish taking damage. Now granted, your reactions may be very quick, there's no doubt that teammates will receive healing faster from something already placed than something that's being placed after the fact. That doesn't mean you should neglect teammates when you see that they're in trouble and only focus on proactive healing. You need to ultimately do both, but remember that by trying to place healing prior to the need for it, you're increasing the likelihood that your teammates will make it out of the situation alive and able to move on to the next objective. As a medic in Battlefield 1, you actually have quite a few options of what to equip for your gadgets. You have 3 different types of rifle-launched grenades, 2 different types of healing drops, but ultimately the single most important gadget and the one you really want to have equipped at all times is the medical syringe. This is quite literally an instant revive to just about any teammate short of those who've been killed by a melee attack. Your teammates are going to be relying heavily on you to be the one to bring them back from the dead, and quite honestly, if they see a medic within the vicinity who doesn't revive them, regardless of whether that medic has the syringe equipped, they're going to be frustrated. You'd be surprised at how much getting a good revive can do for someone's morale, and in some cases can actually make them more effective than before they were initially downed. Reviving your teammates is such an important aspect to the class that realistically there should never be a time when playing as the medic class that you don't have that gadget equipped. It's really an easy way to continue a push forward on an objective or instantly have some infantry support to back you up without having to wait for a respawn timer. The moral of the story is, if you're going to play medic, be capable of reviving your teammates. They'll thank you and your score will thank you, since revives score you a ton of points in the game. While the weapons of the medic class can certainly excel in mid-range engagements, they're far from the best option when it comes to anything remotely close to close range. Combine that with the fact that your teammates are going to be relying on you to both heal and revive them if the objective push doesn't go as planned, and it should be pretty clear that you shouldn't be at the front of the line. When it comes to pushing objectives, you should always let your assaults and even your supports lead the front push while you follow closely behind. The most ideal situation for the enemy team, and the last situation that you want to put yourself in, is having your medics taken out first, leaving no options for revives or heals, and putting your fellow squad mates in danger of a squad wipe. If you have more than one medic in your squad, you have a bit more flexibility in one of you moving forward in the initial push. However, I always recommend having at least one medic in your squad keep their distance, even if they only end up being a spawn point for your squad mates to come back in. Keep yourself close enough to be effective, but back far enough to be safe. The medic is an extremely powerful class, capable of being the difference between a win and a loss. However, the effectiveness of the class diminishes massively if you find yourself separated from the rest of your squad or team. While squads should stay together, other classes in Battlefield 1 can be somewhat effective on their own. Assaults can take out vehicles without the need for backup, supports, while less effective alone, can still lay down suppressive fire and mortar the enemy infantry and vehicles without requiring too much help, and scouts are able to pick off distant targets and plunk away at vehicles with their K-bullets without needing much support. Medics, on the other hand, need teammates to heal and allies to revive in order to really be an effective part of the team. Because of this, you should always stay close, if not to your squad mates, then to your teammates. Sure, you can get a couple kills if you choose to lone wolf it and then self-heal, but you're going to be adding little to your team overall if you're not focusing on your primary objective, which is making sure your teammates are both alive and in good health. Stick with your allies and your job will be that much easier and more effective. Everyone appreciates a medic that actually revives fallen allies, but they'll be far more appreciative of a medic that actually clears danger in an area or verifies that it's safe before reviving. Danger lurks everywhere in Battlefield 1, be it a scout with his sights trained on you, a rogue rocket missing its vehicle and heading straight toward you, or a bomber that wants nothing more than to secure that squad wipe. As a medic, it's not only your job to revive teammates, but it's your responsibility to ensure that they aren't going to die instantly once they've gotten up. As you may have noticed from playing, a revived player is vulnerable for about a second after the revive is initiated when they're in the process of standing up. They can still be killed during that time, but they can't retaliate. Once they're fully revived, they can also be facing a different direction than they were expecting and be a little bit disoriented, needing a moment to familiarize themselves with the situation. The last thing that they want is to be dropped back on the ground instantly after having the brief moment of relief that they're going to have another chance. If you happen to see that your ally died and you're capable of taking out the enemy, do so prior to reviving. If you don't know how they died, scan the surroundings quickly prior to making any move. Danger may be closer than you anticipate. It doesn't take long to make a quick assessment of the situation and can be the difference between two allies pushing forward to an objective and a dead medic laying next to his dead ally with the enemy team looking for their next target. Now I want to hear some things that you think are important to do as the medic class in Battlefield 1. Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, please leave a like, and if you want to see more content, please subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, this is Toast, and I'll talk to you soon.